Chrystal Astrologer, and I want to thank you for joining me tonight. And I have a little something up my sleeve that I want to talk to you guys about tonight. And the focus of this message is something very special. I am doing an astrological study on time twins. This has been a study I've actually been really intrigued with since I first started learning about astrology many years ago. It was one of the first things that I began to notice was certain birthdays, certain people, certain situations kept coming back into my life. And they had a very, very specific pattern. And when I started doing readings, I also noticed that it seemed that, during certain transits going on up in the sky, I would get the same similar chart coming in, one after another. I started seeing these patterns. So last year, I did a reading for a young gal, and we did her family dynamics, which is looking at her mother's chart and her father's chart and her siblings' charts and kind of looking at the whole picture, helping her work on learning to communicate better with everyone. And it just so happened that her sister, her younger sister, had the same exact birthday as my daughter, including the same rising sign. Now, they were just a few minutes apart, and so I, of course, began to ask her questions about her sister, and she showed me a picture of her sister, and I was totally floored on how similar of a life path that my daughter was living with somebody all the way across the country. So this study has actually been calling my name for a really long time. So last week I fell upon a video through Facebook, all the videos going around, and I'm going to share a little clip of it here on the as I'm speaking. This is Francis Brunel. He's been documenting doppelgangers, which is people that, this is like your twin. They say there's a twin for everybody. Since 2000. And if you look at these pictures, are they not absolutely amazing, of people in completely different time and space that look identical? Well, of course, as an astrologer, we know why. There has to be some type of amazing astrological synastry between these people. And as I'm watching his video, he actually goes into, and I'm going to let you hear this clip for a minute, a section about how two of these gals he had found out were born the same day and just a few hours apart. So take a listen to this.
If by doing nothing you look like some other lady who works at the shopping center, then that's a coincidence. That's worth noticing. Two Canadian women who were born the same day, 2 hours difference. They studied dance, they moved to Montreal, and they went to the same tattoo parlor, and then they lived in the same apartment building.
Is that not amazing, you guys? Is that not amazing? And so if the world is able to see that there's this uncanny connection, maybe we in the astrological community can begin to bring credibility to astrology, because there is a strong connection. I put out a post on Facebook last week, and I was blown away. My whole private message was blowing up with people wanting to participate to help find their astro twin. And basically what I'm looking for is I'm trying to find, as close as I can, the same day that you were born, the same year. Now, obviously, if we believe that there's no two charts identical, we can find the same rising signs, but they will be different degrees and different city and states. So that's part of my study, to find out by interviewing those of you who would like to participate, your lives for a study for all of us to see, the differences and the parallels in each other's lives. Now, it was interesting, and I'm going to show you guys a couple of pictures because I got a message from one of my Facebook friends who sent me a picture that she found her exact astro twin. And they were just born a few minutes apart, and they met in the same city, very coincidentally, and have become very close friends ever since. So take a look at this picture. Don't they look alike? Is this not amazing? Here's a picture of my daughter and her astro twin. Yes, right? Is this not incredible? And then I wanted to take the study a little further because I met a woman through my husband, through the work that he does with horses, a few years ago that was born a week apart from me. And even though we're born a week apart, and we do have different rising signs, and we do have different moon signs, we have lived very, very, very similar lives. We both were raised with horses. We both showed horses as kids. We both have similar family dynamics. We both injured our back at the same time back in 2005 when Saturn was in Leo, and we both have Mars in Leo, and it rules the back. So we were both experiencing very similar life events. And yet, because of the rising and the moon sign, they played out just a little different. Now, we're a week apart. Don't you think we look kind of alike? So, a time twin is really somebody, that's born in an astrological time frame as you. We can stretch it out a little bit, and then we want to study and see what happens when we get it super close together. So here's what I'm doing if you would like to participate. You're going to email me at crystallyn68@gmail.com with your birth date information. I have a database that I am going to be putting all the birthdays in. I'm going to keep your information very private. And as birthdays come in, I'm going to be seeing if I can't hunt down your astro twin. In this process, I will also be sending all of you a questionnaire to fill out with basic questions about life events in your life. Where did you grow up? Did your parents get divorced? Did you get married? Have you been divorced? How many children do you have? Where did you work? There'll be a series of questions because as your birthdays come in, I'm going to be able to start doing some comparisons. And to take it even a little step further, I'm hoping that once I find some of my astro twins, which I've actually found a few, that you might be willing to come on my Google Hangout and allow me to interview you and talk about your stories. And maybe you would even like to meet your astro twin. Again, that is completely optional. Nobody's forced to do that. I will not give out any information unless you approve that. But if you're open to being in contact with your astro twin, then that again is another option. If you are interested, please let me know below in the comments just so we can get some energy going. And then send me a private email with your information. And I will then be sending you the questionnaire and a little bit more details about how the study is going to play out. So I think this will be an amazing study. I think it's something we can all learn from. And those of you who do end up wanting to come on my YouTube channel and talk about your story and meet your astro twin, I will actually be also giving you a free reading and help you guys look at your storylines. So this is going to be a really fun and exciting astrological research and study for all of us, and who knows what could happen with it. So I would love for you guys to participate. If you do not know, if you've never pulled up your chart or you don't know, your rising sign or anything like that, you can go to my website. I have a free birth chart calculator there. And also one more thing I'd like to add to the study. If you guys have not seen my rising sign series, I take on a more psychological approach to my rising sign series and get in pretty deep to the life path of each sign. And your comments there, when you share with me or confirm with me or tell me your stories, is really all a part of this story and this all a part of this research. So I'm going to put the link below to my Rising Sign series. If you guys do go and you would like to check that out, please leave a comment. Tell me a little bit about your story, because I'm taking all of that into account in my astrological research. So thank you guys so much for being a part of this. I'm super excited to see how it all unfolds. And I'm looking forward to finding your astro twin. So have a good night, you guys. And again, thank you so much.
They stare at the other person like, you know, two dogs or two cats, you know, for a little while, and then they become like instant friends.